Yo, what is good everybody? Welcome along to another DMB bass tutorial inside of Serum. I said I was going to do 4. This is the 5th one, so this is definitely the final one. But I did really want to share how I made this particular Camo Krooked style bass preset that is inside my new pack, Viscous for Serum. Check it out, link in the description. Let's dive straight into it. It's actually pretty easy. The weird thing is having two LFOs on the same kind of parameter. But I'll dive into that and show you what I mean. First up, of course, sub down 2 octaves, leave it as the sine wave. Next up is going to be analog preset MSAW. Nice, drop that down 2 as well. Third one is going to be standard saw wave. We're not actually going to use F from B this time, would you believe it? Filter MG low 12, turn that on as well, and from both of them. Randomization is going to be switched off for both. And then for the wavetable position on OS A is going to be around the 1 o'clock-ish position. And we're also going to have bend minus as the modulation. A little subtlety there. Moving on to OS B, modulation is going to be sync window full. We'll muck around with that later, but for the time being, roughly around there. LFO 1, we're going to bump this up to an 1/8 and then create this kind of super simple shape here. Click, hold, drag onto the cutoff. And both ways. Annoying matrix, alpha 1, filter cutoff, we're going to have it one-sided only. And then bring it down to around here. Kind of like an analog pluck, but a very quiet, weird analog pluck. That's it for alpha 1. Alpha 2 is 1 mapping as well. And this is going to be just a ramp up shape spread out over. Depends how many bars you want it to spread out over. I'm going to go for 4 and also make sure this is trigger. Make sure the other one's triggered as well. And like I said at the start of the video, this is the weird thing, but this is also getting dragged onto the cutoff as well. So they'll both be modulating this cutoff. Something like that. It would help if I played it in the right octave. It's like an opening, filtery, weird sound. OS B unison on 2 as well. Extra width, extra weirdness, we can adjust. That later on, once we get the effects dialed and we know how much distortion and how much loudness we're going to be injecting into the sound, then we can come back for the single window. Speaking of loudness, let's hop on over to effects. Of course, tube saturation. Around the 78%. Going to be adding some chorus as well to widen that up. A little bit there. Next up, of course, OTT. Yeah, we need to tweak some parameters. It's sounding a little bit funky at this stage, but we're going to get it better. Next up is going to be filtering. I'm going to go into flanges, phase 12 plus. Now this is going to run at around like 50% mix, totally entirely up to you on how you want it to sound. It just gives it a little bit of EQ bump here and there across some random frequency, so I'm here for it, so yeah. And lastly, a little bit of reverb to tie that off. A little bit less size and decay, and yeah, mix, leave it around that. Alright, that is that, but we need to get it dialed now because it's sounding a little bit funky. We need to get the sync position right, and we need to get this cutoff modulation right, so. I'm going to mainly play F, so I want to get this dialed with F. Nice, we could bring that volume down a little bit. Sounding a little bit too high at the moment as well, so I'm going to drop the octave down too. Kind of turns into a respace at the end. Sweet! Alright, and we'll adjust this as well. F. There we go, now it's sounding good. Monophonic and legato definitely recommend that, because you can glide between the two notes as it's like doing its 4-bar weirdness. So we'll start at D. Now way more portamento. Gonna add a little bit of noise as well, just leave it as is. You know what, we could even crank that onto this noise. Super subtle, but it works. This sounds even grimier than the actual preset I made for it. Yeah, I love how that sounds re-spacey at the end. That just sounds so good. And that is that, everybody. Hopefully you learned a thing or two and enjoyed the vid. Like I said, this preset is from my new D&B preset serum pack, Viscous for Serum. Link will be in the description if you want to check that out. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.